Good evening. Well, it's 6:30 in the evening here in Auckland, New Zealand. This is Julz Ann Paekau coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand. I am a trusted seller within the TBC community and with my send button on. And so, good evening to you all. Thank you very much, Bitcoin Scott, for coming along to my broadcast this evening. And Dr. Joe Stevens, thank you for being here. Just a second. Forgot to close my door. Too much blooming noise out there. And hello to you, Joanne Garner. Thank you so much for coming along. How are you? It's wonderful to have you here. Now, and Serene, thank you, Serene, for coming along this evening. Well, I'm a bit of I've had a wonderful day, and it's been a long time coming. It's been nearly 2 weeks since I've been able to say that. But in saying that, it was a very productive day. All the medication I'm on are kicking in, and so just let everything do their job. As I hope things are getting good for you too, Joanne Garner. I hope everything's working fine for you. And so what's happened is that I'm on 10 steroids a day. So it's been my third day today. So they're actually kicking in and they're keeping me rather active, which has been awesome because I've always loved walking and doing those physical activities. But over the last few weeks, my old bones have been just giving me a little bit of trouble. So I'm glad to know that I have this treatment, and it's like giving you a calcium fix. And at the hospital, they say, this is your bone hardener. Needless to say, I'm sitting there cracking up and I'm thinking, yeah, I wish. But, it's my little bit of excitement for today. And as well, in all my time trying to put my teeth in my mouth, they can no longer, because my mouth is so dry. And so there goes my teeth. I'll have to make do with what's in front of you. Sorry about that. Anyway, as well, my hair is starting to drop out, as you can see, the big white patch, but I'm not fazed about that because I've got a awesome form. Where did I put it? I've got a form from the hospital anyway that to get me a wig. I'm certainly going to do that. And now they offer weekly, where you can go along every week and have that makeup day, feel good day. That's what it's called. So I'm quite looking forward to all those things. Spoil myself rotten for free. So and although I've just only been in the door about 10 minutes, and I just made sure the hospital knew I needed to be home by 6:30. So, and because my appointments are in the afternoon, it's a bit of a touch and go, but I'm so glad I'm here now. Can you imagine it, Dr. Joe? Blonde Julz Ann. But yeah, so I also get a chip, so my false plates can be adjusted to when the chemo and all that is over. So yippee! Gonna be a whole new me. And it just feels good that I've been feeling so down and out over the last few weeks, but still trying to keep on top of things, and that's what TBC has done for me. It's kept me in that spirit that I've had to really get off the bed or something, or walk around with my walking stick and feel like a real okarawa. And now that I'm on a high, so to speak, and I haven't used my walking stick today, and I've done a heck of a lot of walking around. But I don't want to puff myself out, because I was up for 24 hours yesterday, and there was nothing I could do about it. As hard as you try and go to sleep, it wasn't working. But I managed to get 4 hours good hard sleep, and it was like I'd had a power nap, and I woke up really, really refreshed. And so I'm so happy that today has been a day where I can reflect and say, finally, So you want many more days like that, of course. And I do get my fair share of them, but it was just that knowing that, I'd sorted out so many things today, and as well as pay a few bills. But the biggest thing is a message from Perth, from my two sons who live in Perth. They have actually started to look at the business. Now, I signed them up, and they've seen, I actually just said to them last week, actually, I didn't even think they were going to take notice, but how to go to the blog and learn for themselves, because they're pretty quick on the uptake. One of my sons, he's a chef at Jamie Oliver's restaurant in Perth. So that's something that I'm very proud of him, because he's been working in the restaurant area since he was 13. He's very onto it boy, and got his own job at 13, and he moved forwards from there to being a manager at the Pizza Hut, and then by the time he was 14, and now he's and then he went to the casino in Perth, where he was junior chef there, and then Jamie Oliver swooped him up. So he's been working in Jamie Oliver's restaurant in Perth. And so, it just gives a mum those, as Randy is proud of his boys, I know my boys, achievement is, in my eyes, a huge achievement, because who would have ever thought any of my kids would be working for Jamie Oliver? And he's such a he's a cocky little shit, and he thinks he knows it all. But then I guess that's where it's got him in this world, because he's just turned 21. So and then the other son, well, he's just working at the local Coles shopping complex in Perth. But yeah, so to have them talk about TBC to me today, while I was at the hospital, they're texting hard out, and I was really overjoyed, because they will be the start. I've got 9 children, and now that'll be 3 of them that are taking interest in TBC. So just got only 6 more to go. Bash their heads together. But anyway, yes, Joe Stevens, I was very thrilled. He actually missed out. Jamie Oliver took 7 chefs to London, but he had to compete with 54 other young up-and-coming chefs who all wanted the thing, but Jamie was only looking for 7, and he came 8th. But I was happy for him, and he was happy that he gave it his all, and he missed out by 1 spot. But, Jamie Oliver certainly takes care of him where he is now. So, yeah, that's my little motherly take, and so that's all that good news that came today, and I am a wee bit high without the cannabis going through me, but I do 4 days with taking 10 steroids, so that's what's keeping me on a high, and then 4 days off, and I've been through it all before, so to not have the pain now that I've been having over the last few weeks, it's very good. It's exciting for me, because I'm always out there on the field, because I'm part of the youth suicide preventative team. I help in the at the local kohanga with our kitchen. We feed all the needy on a Friday night, and which I'll be going there straight after my broadcast, and we feed those that haven't had dinner, but it's open, it's free, and it's not always sausage stew, but it's what we can get at the time. So it's good to have those kids that come along with their parents, and and we don't turn anybody away. They're all welcome. Whoever comes in, there's no discrimination. There's no nothing, and we get a lot of people across the board, ethnic groups, and they're welcome there. So, and it's all the easy food. Sometimes it's just noodles, but it's a feed. It's a hot bowl of noodles. And so, and I look at these things. I'm very passionate about the youth suicide, because I had an incident where, I had been attending all these suicide kids that were doing it last year. Why? Because I've got many grandchildren. I've got 30 grandchildren, and a lot of them are in that teenage bracket. And I got heavily involved in that sector leading up to the elections. That was my main campaign, because, I've only got a little one-bedroom whare here, and I entertained our local MP here because I was passionate about trying to help our kids out. And then, I think every mother's worst nightmare is that call, and I actually got that call. One of my grandsons had tried to commit suicide, and it just knocks the stuffing out of you. It paralyzes you for that split moment, because you're being told, "Oh, your grandson's up at the hospital, and this is what happened," and da 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 da. And it knocks you off your feet. It really does. And so for me, there's not enough resources, and I feel TBC to me is something that can. I'd like to utilize it in those areas where I'm in suicide preventative group, our soup kitchen, and many other things. The homeless. But we have a group out at Manurewa, and they travel around on their van, and they feed those up. They're usually hanging around in the malls. Those sorts of things that are worthwhile me looking at. And I know I'm not using me being on a high right now that I'm going to go out there and do all these things, because it will eventually knock me off my feet once the chemo really starts to hit home, because I've been through it all. But while I'm able to, I can I don't know, I feel like I could surrender my thoughts to somebody, so somebody may be able to carry it on when I'm not around, especially about TBC. And so I have 3 cousins who just live around the corner from me, and they're going to come and learn with me. They're going to learn hard out. They see my passion, and we're very close cousins, and so they want to learn from me, so they can have, if I end up in hospital and that their Wi-Fi sucks, I believe you can go downstairs into the waiting area or somewhere down there, and you get the free Wi-Fi down there. Why isn't it right through the hospital? But so today has been a very defining day for me today, because so many people have come to me, and to have my own boys come to me and say, "Oh, Mum, we see what you see now," and that was, that was too much. And to have my cousins, they back me up. You know, they treat me like their seventh sister. There's 6 of them, and I'm their seventh sister. And you know, you just can't. I just can't love them enough. And I talk about TBC to them, and you know, and they said, "Why didn't we listen to you when you first came around?" Which was about late January, I think I told them about. But at that time, I wasn't as clued up as what I am today, and so I could speak to them without even referring to anything, or you know, I could actually bring it up in a conversation, and they're very attentive, and they didn't ask questions because they're that type. It's got to sink in, and then they'll think about, you know, what it is they need to ask. But knowing that they've got the blog, they've got the link now to go to the blog, and I know they will do that because they're like that. They're inquiring minds. We're all the same age. We're all in our 60s, and they see me doing this, and they've always had inquiring minds, and they see what I'm doing, and they love it, and I love that they see that. And today, with them hooking up with me, you know, they want a time. You know, we're all busy during the week, and so Sunday seems to be the days for everything to happen. So I've actually got a Zoom on Sunday, and then they'll come around. I don't care what part of the day. Plus, I've got to fit my church in the morning, so that's the main thing. So, you know, church in the morning, and then I'll deal with the rest in the later of the day. So, but Sundays, yeah, it seems to work for many because Saturday is sports day and things like that. So, you know, but we all find our own times. So, yeah, and I'm so grateful. Thank you guys for coming along. And as I said, Joanne Garner, I hope you're getting well. It's such a pleasure to have you here. We've all been praying for you as well. So we hope that your health is coming right. And yeah, so my excitement is, you know, I was bouncing off the walls the other night over the new blog, and it seems like it's just carried on, and that's awesome. You know, when everything comes together, it seems, wow, you know, you're on a big high, regardless of what you're on. And so I've been smiling all day, and I just can't seem to wipe it off my face because, like I said, you know, when a plan comes together, and there wasn't much effort needed to be put into it. Well, that just gives that just freaks you out to the point that, you know, you're getting things done. Yes, yeah, you might say that. I am passing the baton on, Syreens, but in a good manner, I would believe, because you know, for those that are ready to learn, and you know, and because they're all from big families, we're all from big families. Many of our whānau here in New Zealand, we've got a big family, one way or the other, whether it be brothers and sisters, cousins, aunts and uncles. We all belong to a huge family. My mum was an only child. Look, she had 10 of us. My dad was an only child, and he had, you know, so they've done pretty well. and getting my family now, you know, I just feel now that I can help them into that situation where they don't need to miss out. I kept saying that to them when they wouldn't listen to me. Oh well, that's your bad luck, you know, and things like that. But I realise now I shouldn't have gone down that road. I should have just let them ponder over it, because now they see what's happening. But I'm there, ready for them. Good evening, Stephen Cuffy. Thank you so much for coming along. Yeah, so I've just let everybody know that I ordered my week today, Stephen, And I'm also allowed to get some new teeth plates done because I'm going to need them. Anyway, but yeah, thank you for coming along. I'm the sixth in the middle of it all. So they say I'm always in the middle of trouble, and they could be right. Because it seems that everybody gravitates to me, and they think I'm going to fix their problems. Not, but because when I'm in trouble, you won't see them for dust. But I don't expect anybody to help me out. I get myself in the shit. That's it. I get myself out. And so yeah, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome day, and I must say something that Stephen Cuffey said to me this morning, because I mentioned to him, "Oh, I'm going to have to show up bald at one of my broadcasts," and he said to me, "Yes, it doesn't matter how you show up; it's what you say." And in your broadcast, the attention will be taken away from the baldness. And he was so right, it doesn't matter what I look like so long as I'm doing the broadcast. But, us women are allowed to get real, what do you call it? Oh gosh, I can't think of the word. But yeah, we love to, if I'm going to show up bald, I'm going to show up amazingly bald. That's how I'm going to put it. And so I'll make sure that the day it happens, I'm going to have my feel good day where they do the makeup and everything for nothing, and then when I do get my wig, and then I'll have another makeup day. So it'll be one day without the wig and one day with the wig. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be to me, it's a whole lot of fun. Cancer is not fun, obviously, but what the hell, eh? What can you make out of it? It's here. You got to deal with it, and so this is my way of dealing with it. And I'm sure we'll get on swimmingly. And that's another thing I've taken up at our local gym. I'm still a good swimmer at my age. I'm 63, and I love swimming. I can do about 10 laps. Takes about an hour, but I still get it done. While everybody's going back and forwards, I'm swimming along there. But hey, I still get it done. So my physicality has got to count. I've got to keep up my strengths. If I lapse just for a second, well, then you start to get lazy and because steroids, they make you eat. They make you eat like crazy, but it's what you eat. When my first round of chemo, I was eating stupidly, but now I know, in order to keep myself fit, because I'm 109 kgs. Oh my gosh. And so I have to get down to at least 102. Oh my gosh. And but I can do it. I have to be confident that I can do it. And swimming will help me do it. It keeps my weight off my feet, and it doesn't have to be every day. Once a week, that'll be quite fine. So quite sufficient for me. And I like to walk. So I had an awesome day walking around today. I haven't walked around in the last month or so, and if I did, it was with a walking stick. So you can beat any illness in Jesus' name. Absolutely, Stephen Cuffey. And so taking your words on this morning, and that's what's helped me to smile all day too, because yes, what does it matter if I look bald, But absolutely vain. That's the word I was looking for. My vanity has to kick in on that day, and I don't mind having a bit of vanity, in a day, and to do my broadcast. But I feel so confident about what I'm doing, Yeah, they are serens, I'm telling you. And because, like I said, after I finish my broadcast, then I'll go off and help at the soup kitchen, and who knows, well, after that. But I take my tablets at 2 o'clock every morning, so it gives the whole day. Um, that's my thinking, for the steroids to sort of wear off, but it looked like they're wearing on. and but it's good to be in a place where the passion that you've got is for something like this, like TBC. And if it overflows, if my passion for TBC overflows, well, then I hope it's overflowing to everybody that's in my broadcast, because it's just moving in leaps and bounds. TBC is just, and you can't thank the TBC admin enough. Very, very grateful for the TBC admin and what it's enabling all us broadcasters to run with. The awesome blogs that they're putting out there for us to tune into. Totally amazing. And although there are, I must say, there's a couple of other programs I'm in, but I'm not as passionate about them because luckily they don't require too much attention. I like to give the majority of my attention to TBC, and because that's where my passion lies. And for people like you, Stephen Cuffey, and Serene's, and TBC Joe, the passion that shows out, and Bitcoin Scott, yeah, and Joanne, for you to be dealing with your health issues, but still here, still coming to visit broadcasters. It's amazing, So I've had my little spiel about my day today, but what my day has inhibited is that I've been able to talk about TBC through the day, and that has kept me on a high as well. And to people that I thought would never take a second look, and here they are. They want to do more than that. They want to take over my sons want to take over their accounts, which is Kate Pie, because that's what I've always wanted, is for them to look after their accounts and them to come to the broadcast when they're ready, because I know they love doing those sorts of things. I mean, they're on the live chat every day on Facebook, so doing a broadcast will be a breeze. So thank you guys for coming along. It's been an awesome half an hour with you guys, and I hope you've had a little bit of, I hope I've shared a little bit of enjoyment with you today, because it certainly was an enjoying day for me. So for now, thank you so much, Bitcoin Scott and Dr. Joe Stevens, Joanne Garner, thank you so much, and Serene's, thank you, Stephen Cuffey. It's been such a joy having you in my company this evening, and I'll be with you again tomorrow night, and let's see what the new day brings. So for now, ka kite anō, and this is Julz Ann Paekau coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand, trusted seller. And if you'd like my company, or you'd like me to whisper in your ear, I'm here. So thank you and good night. Ka kite.